the availability of data generally is at levels like it never existed before the last 10 years. What that data allows us to do is really understand what's going on in this ecosystem in a very, very specific way. The Freshwater Trust engagement in quantified conservation was really born out of our own experience. Really, it was born out of our own frustration and our own growing awareness of the fact that we weren't making a difference. As great as our projects were, they were not making significant differences in the ecosystems on a timeline that mattered to us. And to do that required a completely different approach. The promise of quantified conservation is that it can assure that every action we take has a positive environmental outcome. And I mean a measurable positive environmental outcome. We don't want to plant a tree and just hope it has a benefit. We want to plant a tree and know it has a benefit. That's what quantified conservation does.
Restoration typically asks that you accomplish an action. You plant a bunch of trees, you plant hundreds of trees. That's a great action. But quantified conservation takes it a step further and says, what are you getting for that action? I think quantified conservation as a concept actually borrows a lot from the business community. We're taking a very basic idea that you should set your goals, measure your progress against them, and at the end of the day, evaluate how you did the same way that you would in any business or in any personal investment that you're making. We're saying, let's transfer that and apply it to conservation and restoration.
The freshwater problem in our country is totally solvable. The unifying piece in all of that is quantified conservation. It allows for a uniform language to be spoken. So if you have a regulated entity that's thinking about the problem in the same way that environmentalists are, in the same way that farmers are, it allows for different types of solutions that wouldn't have otherwise been possible before.
One of the things that I think makes the Freshwater Trust unique is our interdisciplinary team. We have a whole diversity of disciplines working on these problems, and that's allowed us to find really interesting and creative solutions that we believe are essential to achieving the pace and scale of restoration that we want to see.
The power of business in the 21st century has been its ability to harness technology, information, and to set clear outcomes that it can track against. Environmentalism hasn't kept up, and we need to do that if we're going to make that big step forward for the environment.
If you're a practitioner in the environmental movement, or if you fund the environmental movement, or if you even have a general interest in the environmental movement, you should demand that quantified conservation be used across the field. It's the only way that we're going to get to the outcomes that we want.